Hello again, altos. Time for our next Beethoven ninth coaching session. Today we're going to be working on section 3B. That is beginning on page 31 in our scores. It's the big fugue that we do in the Beethoven ninth. And it's a really fun piece, but it's also a little bit tricky. There's some tricky spots in it for you folks, and we want to make sure that we kind of get an opportunity to break some of those down for you here today. All right, first thing you need to know, of course, is that there are two major themes in the fugue. The one, of course, is the theme of the piece, the Ode to Joy theme, except that Beethoven this time has actually written it in 6 beats a measure as opposed to 4. So now all of a sudden, it's still the quarter note getting the beat as we look at the music, but it seems to have a bit of a swing to it. So that Freude, schöne Goethe, Funken, Tochter aus Elysium is what the sopranos sing when they come in on the top of page 31. Okay, so it's a familiar tune, but it's got a little bit different schwing to it, all right? You, however, then are really holding the beat down because you have the counter melody that begins on the top of page 31. As a matter of fact, you actually start. And your text is Seid umschlungen Millionen diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. Okay? Make sure we get some nice closing consonants and all that. When we look at the top of page 32, the words Seid umschlungen continue, Millionen diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt through the top of page 33. But we are interjected then with the word Freude. We sing that just like the opening men's section does. And then you have that twice. Then wir betreten dein Heiligtum. The sopranos have sung that already. You're imitating some of the text that they have. It's the first time that you have that text. All right. And then as we move forward, you go ahead and you sing on the top of page 34, the Freude, schöne Goethe, Funken, Tochter aus Elysium text. Wir betreten Feuer trunken, himmlischer dein Heiligtum, continuing into page 35. All right. And we are going to stop today. We got a little while around page 40. But you have some tricky stuff to do, so we're going to stop and start as we get started here today. All right, so beginning, you actually are on the second beat, quote unquote, the second pulse of that first measure, all right? So you're going to see 1, and then in you come on the big 2. This is conducted in 2. The dotted half note gets the beat, and so you're going to see 1, and then you're in on 2. And 1. Seid umschlungen Millionen diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. Okay? So that's the first entrance. If you feel uncomfortable singing words already, by all means, you can sing do. All right? Let's do that once on do. If you're doing it on text, you may do it on text. Here we go. Ready? And 1. Do, 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 do. Okay, so remember, go back and forth on this video here to do that section a couple of times if you need the drilling to set the text. Sing it on do, whatever you want. We'll do it one more time, and I'll sing it on text, and I'm going to go forward, and then we'll take some of the other challenges that come from there, all right? So here we go, starting top of page 31. And 1, 2, 1. Seid umschlungen Millionen diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. Seid umschlungen Millionen diesen... Sorry, folks, I was looking down at the bottom of the page. I looked at the wrong line, and so I played the wrong note. But I was going to stop anyway to take a look at what we're doing on the top of page 32. Schlungen, top of page 32, bar 3, you're going to see goes deep into your tessitura, all right? It's kind of low there. And then it's a very awkward tritone interval here on millionen. That's the first beat of the last bar of 32, and it jumps up the octave. So you've got to be very, very gymnastic in what you're doing with your pitches here. Seid umschlungen Millionen. So after going up the octave on a D natural, milli, you move up to the E natural, onen, and sing the octave down on the E natural. All right? Let's sing that section again. Top of page 32, I'll begin. Second beat of that first measure. Ready? And 1. Seid umschlungen Millionen, diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. Great. Let's try those first couple of pages together now. Hopefully I'm not going to make that messing up on the bottom of 32, and we'll get all the way to the top of page 33. Back on 31, starting on Seid. Ready? And 1. Seid umschlungen Millionen, diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. Seid umschlungen Millionen, diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. All right, there you go. Now you got that, so you can go back and forth and listen to that section over and over again. As we move forward, I'm going to give you a warning right away, the bottom of page 33. This is a tricky spot, all right? So as we're counting this, we're going to slow down a little bit and just do this section, bottom of 33. I'm looking at the second measure into the third, all right? The text is Wir betreten dein Heiligtum. But the swing of the melody that we had the sopranos introduced is what you sing there, okay, to begin. However, it's very ornamented. The most ornamented place in the entire fugue for any of the voice parts right here, altos. So as you're going to see now, that's the page turn, all right? So what we got is Wir betrachten. Getting the text out here for me is very tricky. This is not my normal part. So 1. Wir betreten dein Heiligtum. That's what happens right there, okay? So it's a little slower for the moment. 1, 2, 3. Wir betreten dein Heiligtum. All right, so it's that spot right there at the bottom of the page. Wir betreten dein Heiligtum. All right, if you want to, we can sing it on D. 1. D, 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 D. All right, that's a nice clear way of doing it under tempo. So if we speed it up a little bit, 1. D, 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 D. 1. D, 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 D. With the text. 1. Wir betreten dein Heiligtum. Okay? So that's a place that you probably want to spend a little time isolating. So we're going to go through this section now with that spot and moving on to the next page, starting top of page 33. Here we go with the Freudes. All right? Top of 33 we go. And 1 and 2. Freude and 1 and 2 and Freude and 1. Wir betreten dein Heiligtum and Freude, schöne Güterfunken, Tochter aus Elysium. Wir betreten feuertrunken, himmlische dein Heiligtum. So it starts like the melody and ends then a little funky. So notice on the bottom of page 34 that we move from the F sharp, all right, and then Foyer in the third bar, bottom of page 34, moves to the G natural. Then a big leap there, a sixth up to the Himmlischer. And it doesn't finish the same way that the tune finishes with the sopranos. Take a look, top of page 34 again, second measure. Let's sing there, all right? Let's do it on do. Ready, and up. Do 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 do. Okay, make sure you get the notes that you have in that second and third measures, bottom of 34, accurate, all the half steps that are moving there. Great. Let's try it again with text, top of page 34, second bar. 1 and 2 and Freude schöner Goethe Funken Tochter aus Elysium, wir betreten Feuer. I messed it up after saying to do it right, and then I messed it up for you. Here we go again. Ready, and Freude schöner Goethe Funken Tochter aus Elysium, wir betreten Feuer trunken, himmlische dein Heiligtum. Going on. Sein Heiligtum. So this is a little swinging going on top of the page there at bar 35. After the downbeat of the second bar, you sing Dein High, and it's all syncopated. Beethoven as syncopation, Beethoven as jazz right here, all right? So make sure you're doing a little swinging and also articulating just a little bit on those offbeats. Here we go again, and 1. Dein Heiligtum. Okay, I'm going to do it on D. I'll sing it on D so you can practice with that. Here's top of 35. Ready, and 1. D, 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 D. And off it goes, okay? One more time with the text, and then we're going to go on. It's a restating of the original Zeit umschlungen. Ready? Top of 35. Top of 35, second measure, and 1. Dein Heiligtum. We're going to start bottom of page 34. I'm going to begin second bar of 34, and we're going to tie these two sections together before we get to the page 35. Here's bar 34. Here's your C, F sharp. Wir betreten. Here we go. 1 and 2 and wir betreten Feuer trunken, himmlische dein Heiligtum. 1 and dein Heiligtum. 1, 2 and Zeit umschlungen Millionen, diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. Freude schöner Goethe Funken Tochter aus Elysium, wir betreten Feuer trunken, himmlische dein Heiligtum. We'll stop right there, bottom of 37. Yes, that G sharp, top of page 36, last measure. You might have wondered if I made a mistake there. I didn't. That is indeed the G sharp. It sounds really funky. All right, so let's try it one more time. I'll stop right after that to make sure that you know that that's what's happening there. You get a breath right before it, and then that G sharp comes. Bottom of 35. This is the third measure. And 1. Zeit umschlungen Millionen, diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. So there you go. That's that G sharp. Diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. All right. Now, let's continue on. There's some alternations in the tune here as we sing the Freude again going on. Last bar, bottom of page 36. And Freude schöner Goethe Funken Tochter aus Elysium, wir betreten Feuer trunken, himmlische dein Heiligtum. And then it's going to keep going and sing Zeit. So we'll do it one more time from the bottom of 36, and then I'll go on this time, all right? So check it again. Last bar, bottom of page 36, starting on Freude. Ready, and Freude schöner Goethe Funken Tochter aus Elysium, wir betreten Feuer trunken, himmlische dein Heiligtum, Zeit umschlungen Millionen, Sorry, folks, I kind of got myself lost going back and forth there. So we'll go over that one more time. You can see the page turn is a little tricky as it goes right on, and then we have some interesting pitches that happen on the top of page 38. So start with me at the bottom of page 37. All right, last bar of 37, and we start right there. Oh, Zeit Ready? 1, 2. Zeit umschlungen Millionen diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. There we go, all right? So that's kind of a fun little place to go and sing. It's a nice little ditty that's a little different than everybody else. It's a little more melodic that he actually gave the altos there. It's kind of fun. Last time, and then we're going to move on, and you restate the melody on page 39. But here we go. Last time, bottom of 37, last bar, and then we're going to move on as we go through this section. Here we go. Ready? 1 and 2, and Zeit umschlungen Millionen diesen Kuss der ganzen Welt. 1, 2, 2, 2. Freude, schöne Götterfunken, Tochter aus Elysium, wir betreten feuertrunken himmlische. What in the world did I do? Himmlische dein Heiligtum. And that's where we're going to stop. Great. Here we go. One more time. Top of page 39. Third measure. Freude. 2 and. Freude, schöne Götterfunken, Tochter aus Elysium. Wir betreten Feuer. That's where I messed it up. Wir betreten himmlische dein Heiligtum. Yeah, the words screw me up. All right, so that's a good thing that I missed before, altos, but we should certainly catch, and that is that change of text, the last bar at bottom of 39. Wir betreten himmlische there. Tochter aus Elysium, wir betreten himmlische dein Heilig. Okay? Last time, and then we're going to be done for today, is we're going to stop at the top of page 40 today. Ready? 1 and 2. And Freude, schöne Götterfunken, Tochter aus Elysium, wir betreten himmlische dein Heiligtum. There we go, all right? So it's kind of a fun little part at the end of it. It's tricky, and you might feel it's a little high, but trust me, if you kind of sing into it a little bit and get yourself some repetition, you're going to find yourself really having a good time with this part, okay? And then next time, that you check in, we'll do part C of this third section, and that'll be the bottom of page 40, all right? Great. We'll talk to you next time.